According to Apple TV+, as synopsis of Chief of War Episode 3, City of Flowers, the show marks a major turning point. Kiana's arrival in a distant land in this episode implies that he has traveled to an unknown place, perhaps as a result of his voyage on a British boat, which was alluded to in the previous episode. In contrast to the battlefields of previous episodes, this location, known as the City of Flowers, suggests a site of political complexity or cultural richness, and might put Kiana's leadership to the test in a diplomatic situation. Kamehameha, meantime, stands next to Kamehameha, signaling a turning point in their partnership that might change Hawaii's future through their upcoming marriage. As Kiana negotiates external pressures and internal differences, this episode, which airs on August 8, 2025, is anticipated to intensify the political intrigue and cultural confrontations. The imminence of Western colonization also adds urgency to Kiana's quest to bring the islands together. This City of Flowers, which could be a fictionalized depiction of a British-influenced port or a Polynesian or colonial trading center like Honolulu, offers a lush, lively scene with busy marketplaces, elaborate architecture, and a diverse population of local and foreign residents. As he makes his way through this unfamiliar environment, in search of allies or resources to support Kamehameha's campaign, Kiana's entrance is tense. Posts speculate that he might run into a rival chief or a colonial governor offering aid in exchange for loyalty, testing his commitment to defend Hawaiian sovereignty. His encounters with local chiefs and British traders suggest a delicate balance of diplomacy and deceit. At the same time, Kamehameha's future queen Kamehameha, Kāwika assumes a more significant role alongside him, Stuart Graham, strengthening their partnership via their upcoming marriage. With ancient chants, flower garlands, and a torchlit ceremony set against a backdrop of the shoreline, this union, a pillar of Hawaiian history, is depicted with ceremonial grandeur, signifying not just a strategic merger of power but also personal commitment. The line implies that Kamehameha encourages Kamehameha to think about more comprehensive unification strategies outside of combat, as the show explores her emotional struggle to strike a balance between her goals and her job as a warrior's spouse. Discussions reveal her increasing impact, with admirers pointing to a moving moment in which she counsels Kamehameha on utilizing trade channels, suggesting her prescience in opposing Western intrusion. The setting of the episode raises the stakes. The possibility of British colonization is a major concern, and there is a subplot in which a British captain gives Kiana a covert warning to align with their objectives or risk naval action. Discussions reveal her increasing impact, with admirers pointing to a moving moment in which she counsels Kamehameha on utilizing trade channels, suggesting her prescience in opposing Western intrusion. The setting of the episode raises the stakes. The possibility of British colonization is a major concern, and there is a subplot in which a British captain gives Kiana a covert warning to align with their objectives or risk naval action. Tense talks beneath a canopy of blossoming trees are depicted in the visuals, with the camera contrasting the harsh expressions of negotiators with the colorful vegetation. The score emphasizes the cultural conflict by fusing menacing strings with traditional Hawaiian rhythms. Kiana discovers a betrayal, possibly a spy in his ranks is leaking plans to the British in a pivotal scene in a moonlit woodland, forcing him to choose between clemency and execution in order to keep power. Secondary characters add further depth. Kamehameha's council discusses the marriage's ramifications out of concern that it would lessen their martial focus, while a young warrior named Kakoa fights with his commitment to Kiana in the face of outside influence. Prior to their conquest and unification by Kamehameha I, Kamehameha, sometimes referred to as Kamehameha the Great, this era was characterized by conflict between the four principal Hawaiian island kingdoms. Before finally becoming a U.S. state in 1959, the United Kingdom of Hawaii maintained its independence until 1893. Chief of War exemplifies the early phases of Western influence, especially that of the British, but American integration didn't happen until decades after the show's events. As previously stated, Jason Momoa portrays Kiana, a guy who is revered throughout history as a warrior and adventurer. He was married to Kekupohi, Tiao Hainapinga, and had two half-brothers, an Hilia, Siwa Ikal, and an Mkht Tuhaka, who both had significant roles in the performance. In the series, their names are somewhat changed. According to the first episode of Chief of War, the three brothers all assisted Kakilii in the conquest of Oahu in the early 1780s, but they all fled the king's army when they were unhappy with his governance. Later, Kiana boarded the fur trader Captain John Muir's ship, Owlshand. After traveling far and wide, including to China, the Philippines, and the northwest coast of North America, Kāna finally made her way back to Hawaii. King Kamehameha benefited from Heiana's grasp of weapons and other cutting-edge technologies, which he helped incorporate into his culture after his stay in Western civilization. Oahu, Maui, Kauai, and Hawaii were the four main kingdoms that made up Hawaii at the time of Chief of War. It is thought that Kāna was actually raised in Oahu, the land he eventually helps Kākilii conquer. In Chief of War, Kākilii governs the island of Maui, which is in line with reality. A guy named Keumokuii, played by Moses Goods in the program and shortened to Moku, was the father of Keoa Inu, Luchan Buchanan, who was also born on Maui. The son of Keoa, Cliff Curtis, King Kamehameha was born on the island of Hawaii, though Oahu is by far the most populated and is home to Honolulu, the state capital. The island of Hawaii is known as the Big Island due to its size and elevation. The islands of Maui and Kauai are still known by their distinct names. The Hawaiian archipelago consists of 8 islands, but only 7 of them are inhabited. Whether in real-life royal family or fictional universes like Game of Thrones, nobility is frequently bonded by blood and many generations of inter-house breeding. As the grandson of Hiliokamoku, a former monarch of the island of Hawaii, Kāna came from a prominent family. In addition to being the grandfather of Kamehameha the Great, Hiliokamoku is also the grandfather of Keoua, making them cousins. Born on the island of Maui, Kaumanu was named after her father, King Kākilii, full name KaekilinuiaHumenu, who was a rival of his. In addition, her future husband, King Kamehameha, is her third cousin. The first European to visit the Hawaiian Islands was Captain James Cook, an explorer and commander in the British Royal Navy, who circumnavigated the Pacific Ocean in the late 1700s. Among his other achievements are being the first to circumnavigate New Zealand and reach Australia's east coast. In episode 2 of Chief of War, Kāna and Kaumanu talk about how the British had previously arrived and been repelled. Cook's third expedition in the late 1770s, which brought him to the Hawaiian Islands in 1778, is probably what this is alluding to. It was a quiet encounter save for one of Cook's soldiers shooting a Hawaiian male. Captain John Meares, another Englishman who landed in Hawaii in the 1780s, is the navigator who makes an appearance in Chief of War episode 2. James Cook will not be present in Chief of War because he passed away in 1779, only a year after arriving in Hawaii.